Hello everybody, this is C1999, welcoming you to another Dead Game Review. I know I haven't posted one of these in a while, so I thought I would come back and post one today. So, what is Dead Game Review? For those people who have not seen the first one, Dead Game Review is a series on the channel where I go over games that have become dead. Either they've become dead because servers have gone offline, they've been forgotten into obscurity, or they just came out at a bad time and didn't get the publicity they needed. Today's episode is Evolve/Evolve Stage 2. Evolve/Evolve Stage 2 was a 4v1 Monster vs. Hunters video game where 4 human players would fight against one giant monster in a battle of survival, pretty much. The monster's whole goal was to eat and evolve until he could push the people out of the area, while the people were trying to capture and kill the monster before he could wreak havoc on their devices in the area. So, sounds like a pretty simple concept. Sounds like a pretty fun concept. Well, it was. It was definitely a good game, but the problem was that it came out as a pay-to-play and pay-to-win game initially, where most things needed you to pay after you already paid a $60 initial fee. Eventually, the game was swapped over to free-to-play with pay-to-play access for DLC versions of monsters, different variations, different quote-quote skins, and so on and so forth, along with the different types of monsters. On top of that, it also had some serious balancing issues, where certain monsters were super duper fucking strong in comparison to the normal player, and others were super duper weak compared to the normal player. Basically, depending on whether or not you had DLC, really varied whether or not you would be able to have an easy win or not, until you got good at the game. DLC was pretty much pay to win. In that essence, if you had a DLC monster going against normal hunters, most likely you were going to win. If you were a DLC hunter going against a normal monster, most likely you were going to win. If you were a DLC monster going up against DLC characters, it could go either way, depending on the level of skill that the people have against that specific kind of monster. It was relatively small maps with several different variations of monsters, including different typings to monsters, along with their original, basic look. But it was a lot of fun. I played it myself, and the game servers got shut down. But the biggest problem was that the game was originally released as a pay-to-play, and then got swapped over to a free-to-play with pay-to-win options. And it didn't get any real publicity when it swapped over to free-to-play. So a lot of the game the game just got forgotten. It came out at a bad time where it didn't get the publicity it needed, and when it swapped over to free-to-play, it didn't get the publicity it needed to keep it going. Was it a good game? Yes. Could it have actually gone somewhere and even stayed active to this day if it got a little bit more, good publicity and the original game didn't come out when it did? More likely than not, yes. It probably could have. Evolve has been taken off of the Steam stores. Evolve Stage 2 has also been taken off the Steam stores and is no longer available for any kind of purchases for it, as the servers have been shut down. If you own the game and you install the game, you could still play the tutorial, but you can't play the actual game. You can't even play against bots, which is a real downside of the game in its development in the first place. If they had left it available for you to play against bots, I feel like the game could have had a lot of, fun with that if, even after the game went down. But because the thing so heavily relied on servers for everything, when the servers got shut down, all of a sudden the game was pretty much unplayable. And the game is literally unplayable at this point. And it's very sad. I really felt like the game could have gone somewhere, and if it had, better publicity, better timing, I feel like it could have really gone far. It was a game that was definitely worth picking up when it was available to be picked up, and if I had to make a suggestion about the game, re-release it. Like, seriously, developers of Evolve, I'm not even making a joke, just go ham. Like, literally re-release Evolve Stage 2, or even better yet, with the newer generation of consoles, release Evolve Stage 3. Just make it... Do better. Do better than what you did before. You know? Do better. Make it free to play with microtransactions. Make, like... Allow people to customize their monster with looks. Allow them to customize their hunters with looks. But give them the hunters themselves. You know, that's the best way to do it. If you get microtransactions going in a way that's just purely cosmetic, people will go for that cosmetics. It doesn't make a difference in the gameplay itself. People will play a game just because it's a fun game. It's a fun concept with a fun idea. On top of that, there was a problem of not enough servers. So, like, people wanted to play the monsters, but they couldn't play the monsters as much because everybody was trying to play the monsters. So you'd have to play the hunter quite a lot. And I feel like they could have made it better for prioritizing, or added a prioritizing system where if you prioritize that you wanted to play mostly the hunter, it would prioritize you playing hunter over monster in most cases. So you'd get a higher priority list on that every game you played as the monster. And vice versa. If you want to play as the monster, every time you played the hunter, increased your likelihood of being queued up further in the list for playing monster. Allowing you to play monster at least once every, like, 4 rounds or something like that. Or once every... whatever. However many you want. Now then. I'm going to go look at the wiki page real quick here. And give you a little bit of short rundown on that. Evolve is a first-person shooter video game developed by Turtle Rock Studios, published by 2K Games. 2K, been bought up, so it is possible. It is possible we could see a new version of this game released, at least from 2K. Because 2K Games, they're kind of still around, but they were bought up by a specific company. I can't remember who. But yeah, they have Borderlands and all that good stuff. And Evolve could have very easily been one of their big titles if they had just kept running with it. But what happened to the game developer, Turtle Rock Studios? Let's take a look. Alright. Turtle Rock Studios, formerly Valve South, is an American video game developer founded in March 2002 by Marco Booth, and it was acquired by Valve in 2008, but refounded in 2011 as an independent company. Are they still around? Dev Diary, card system. Games. There's Evolve Stage 2 on their page. They did Left 4 Dead as well. But this page doesn't look like it's been updated in a while, if that's their only 2 things on here. Wiki. Turtle Rock Studios Wikipedia. Let's see what happened. Most company notables Left 4 Dead. It was published by Valve. Evolve was originally published by TSQ, but was later published by 2K. Western Pacific assisted in the development of Counter-Strike series. Right. Back 4 Blood is apparently another one of their things. After being formally closed, the remaining team members of Turtle Rock, including Ashton and Robert, restart Turtle Rock as an independent company. Same day, announced reform. Despite being shut down by Valve, Turtle Rock's maintained a relatively close working relationship with it. The concept, next product, yeah, Left 4 Dead, blah, blah, blah. So they've been releasing games since Evolve. So they released Evolve and Evolve Stage 2 with 2K games. I feel like they could easily bring it back and it would be a really good hit. But they've been still making games. They made Back 4 Blood. So yeah, the company's still around. They could easily make Evolve another hit. Especially with the new CryEngine, which is what they originally designed it in. An asymmetrical multiplayer game which pits 4 players who play as human hunters in a first-person perspective against a player who plays as a monster in a third-person view. Yeah. Alpha was released on 2015. Full version was released in February of 2015 for Microsoft, PlayStation, and Xbox. While generally positive reviews, since the list of downloadable content available at launch caused controversy. Yeah, nevertheless, the game shipped 2.5 million copies in 2015 and was considered another quote-quote permanent IP by the owner of Take-Two Interactive. Became free to play in 2016, and on September 2018, Evolve dedicated servers shut down. Kind of sad. 2018 though, damn. Bros, it's 2021. This is the perfect game to bring back. Evolve Stage 2 in this kind of environment. Games have been booming like wild. Bring it back. Bring it back for the Series S, X, and the PlayStation 5. Bring it back onto the Xbox and, you know, PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and you could make some serious money if you know what you're doing. Like, learn from your mistakes. Re-releasing it as a remaster or making Evolve Stage 3, you could see a significant number of players buying that for sure. But what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet who, you know, reviews dead games and gives his personal opinion on them. But, yeah. Thanks to you so much for watching this episode of Dead Game Reviews. We're going to try to get this series back on the road and start doing probably weekly or bi-weekly reviews of some dead games until we start running low, and then they might become a monthly thing. But games are always dying, so I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. Maybe we'll get some guests on. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next Dead Game Reviews. CYM99 signing out. Peace.